Good evening and welcome back to the Metro Detroit Poker Series. I am your host, Terry Prince. With me today, multi-time MDPS champion Joel Asuncion.
Hey, how's it going, Terry?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
We're bringing you the 2023 March Madness Challenge today. 61 players in this one. Top 10 made the money. 3 people busted out on the bubble, so we got a final table of 8. Speaking of that final table, here they are. In seat number 1, we have Ken Moore, multi-time champion. In seat number 2, relatively newcomer Mike Reibling, who's been taking the series by storm. Seat number 5, first-timer Frank Tellerico. Seat number 6, regular Mark Montreal. Seat number 7, multi-time champion Jim Warda. Seat number 8, Alex Kotowski. Seat number 9, your host, Terry Prince. And in seat number 10, the short stack specialist, Gary Gulteri.
Looks like a tough lineup here, Terry.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy final table. Here is our starting chip stacks for the final table. Ken's out in the lead with 81,000. Jim and Terry right on his heels, and Frank bringing up the rear with 9K. Him and Mark and Alex have a little bit of work ahead of them.
Yeah, really no soft spots in this field anymore.
Nope, these final tables really, we've got a lot of players who make them regularly, and we've got a lot of regular players that have been around for a long time and are very solid and hard to play against. We open this final table up with Mark under the gun. He folds all the way around to Terry with Queen Jack offsuit.
If I know Terry, he's raising it up here.
Well, he's counting out chips and does make the raise to 9,000. Our blinds are at 1,000, 3,000 with a 3,000 big blind ante. So him being in late position might be a steal attempt.
I like the raise. Gary's got a little bit of decision here. He opts to fold with the ace.
Ken's not going anywhere with his 5 tray. Mike folds small blind king deuce, and oh, there he goes. And it's up to Frank. 4-7 offsuit. Frank says, "I've got live cards."
He says, "Why not?"
That's all he had was 9,000, so he puts that at
he
7.
He was very short stacked.
He was extremely short, so he goes in with the live cards. And look at that, a
Spikes
4 in the door. Terry needs a jack or a queen. Not going to get it. Frank takes us down for 16,000 and doubles up and then some. We're underway here at the final table. Hand number 2. Jim first to act with pocket 10s. Just makes the call.
Boy, that's an interesting play. Maybe setting someone up for a re-raise.
Well, Terry looks down at one gap suited connectors, King Jack.
Definitely a playable hand here.
I wouldn't know.
Looks like he's going to raise it up.
Raises it up again to 10,000 this time.
I'll never play. That is one tournament I'll never play.
Be interesting to see what Jim does here when it comes back to him.
You know, if you go to a deep stack,
Very well may. Looks like it's folding around to Mark with ace-5 offsuit.
I have 80.
Mark was in the big blind.
Looks like he doesn't like to fold it.
Nope, but he does make the fold, so now it's up to Jim. He limped in under the gun.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. You get up for a class.
No, good 10. I'm gonna run a long night, bro.
Looks like he's looking to see what you have behind there.
Oh, they originally kind of scooped the pot and slid Jim's chips into the middle and was about to award it to Terry, and then figured out something was up there. So now Jim re-raises the 30,000. There's the good old limp raise.
Okay. A little crafty play there by Jim.
I mean, we've essentially got a coin flip here, but it's definitely going to put Terry in the blender, I think.
You don't see this from a lot of players, to limp with the 10s and then re-raise them. That's usually reserved for aces and maybe kings, but he does have a slim edge over Terry right here, even though he doesn't know it.
I thought, yeah, didn't see the money, and that's why I thought.
It sounds like Terry's replaying the pre-flop action in his hand, trying to figure out what to do here.
Yeah, he's got a legitimate and tough call here, depending on what his stack is versus the raise.
Like you said, the limp raise is usually indicative of higher pocket pairs, in which case Terry could be drawing extremely thin.
Yep. Even ace king could be in there.
At like 4 a.m. What time do you wake up?
Counting out chips. See where he's at.
He might be pot committed at this point. I'm not sure the size.
Well, he was third starting stack to going in, and he does finally fold. Jim's going to take this down, but he lost that small pot to Frank on the first hand, so only having 10,000 in the pot's not, you know, he probably got 50, 60 behind still.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good fold there. Could be up a lot of, against a lot of big hands.
Exactly. Here we go. Alex going to get it all in now with Queen 9 offsuit. That's a pretty ballsy play under the gun.
Yeah, he's probably feeling the pressure to make a move here soon.
Frank looks down at ace-jack offsuit. It's going to make him think. He's on the button.
Yeah, he's probably considering, you know, who's shorter than me? Do I want to put this in and risk it?
There it goes.
There it goes.
15,000 into the middle. He's all in. Another little pocket pair now for Jim. Got pocket fours.
Haven't just won that pot. Looks like he's got a mountain of chips there.
Well, he was second chip stack at the beginning of the final table, and then he just took, you know, 10,000 off of Terry, so he might be the chip leader at this point.
Yep. And he's closing the action here. He might be getting the odds.
He does make the call, so he's going to call the 25. Frank's going to be all in with a chance to triple up. And Alex is all in with a chance to double up and then some.
He's probably not excited about 2 calls, but he's really not in too bad a shape.
He's got 2 live cards.
Yep.
As you can see the percentages here. And more or less a third just about all the way around. Frank's got a slight edge over Jim, and Alex, like you said, not far behind. So they table their cards face up, and we're going to see a flop. Four right in the window.
Wow.
Puts a hammerlock on his hand, and if Jim wasn't the full house on the river.
Wow.
If Jim wasn't the chip leader before this hand, he certainly is now. Frank Tellerico goes out in 8th place for $105, and Alex out in 7th for $120, and Jim stacks up a mountain of chips.
Yeah, that was a huge pot there.
So 3 hands into the final table, we lose another 2 players.
So 5-handed now?
We are now 6-handed.
6-handed, okay.
Yep, 6-handed with after only 3 hands into the final table. So wow, this one could be quick. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the blinds did just go up. 2,000, 4,000 now with a 4,000 big blind ante. 10,000 in the pot to start. Terry's in the big blind, and Gary looking down at 10 jack offsuit, folds it.
That's a pretty looking hand.
Folds all the way around to Mark, who goes all in for 9,000 with his suited connector.
Oh, basically a min raise. Can probably expect a call from Terry here.
Yeah, and the big blind, it's half price. And here we go, ace deuce versus pocket nines. Deuce gives Terry a couple more outs. Oh, trips now.
Wow.
Oh. Terry picks up trips with his deuces and going to take Mark out on the 4th hand of the final table, and now we are 5-handed.
They're dropping like flies.
Mark goes out in 6th place for $150. He's not going to be pleased about that. 5 hands in, 3 players out, 5-handed.
Jim's been on a bit of a heater. Is he going to play this one? 10 jack, kind of marginal, but comes in with a raise. It's like a min raise.
Now Gary looks down at 10-8 of hearts in the small blind.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a decision too.
6,000 to call.
If he had a lot of chips, he'd probably play that, but the odds just aren't there for him.
Nope. No. Ken looks down at ace 6 of hearts.
I do like that a little better. He likes to make the call.
Slight favorite. 8-5 queen flop. 2 diamonds, so the flush draw is pretty dead.
Gives Jim the gut shot.
And a backdoor straight or backdoor flush draw.
He's just betting win there, looks like.
Yep, that's what it was. C-bet, take it down. Alright, so we've made 1 full orbit. We've lost 3 players.
He's a quick one, alright.
Speaking of 3, Terry looks down at 7-3. Gary at ace 10 offsuit.
Might actually see Gary play a hand here.
A lot of the final tables have been either 500, 1,000, or 5 and 15.
Sure he's going to come in for a raise.
Well, short-handed now. Yeah, it goes to 14,000. Gonna see ranges open up. Only 5-handed.
For sure. Mike goes away with Jack 4. Jim with Jack 9. Looks like he folds. Gary's going to pick it up.
Gary just takes the blinds. Gary under the gun now. Looks down at queen 4 offsuit.
That's
San
gonna be a
Francisco
fold.
waiter +1. There's a big hand. Ace king for Mike. Shoves all in for 43,000, and Jim with ace 4. He folds. Terry looks down at 8-3. He folds. Mike's going to take down the blinds also.
Probably wouldn't have minded a call there.
Not with either of those hands. 8-3 certainly isn't going to do it. Ace 4, well, that's a lot big pot for ace 4.
Yeah, right. Ken's going to let it go.
Mike got Dolly Parton. Folds that.
Can fold the queen 2. Terry on the button.
No, Terry's
No,
in a
it's
small
small blind.
blind. Half price with queen 7. Makes a raise to 11,000.
All right.
Uh-oh. Got caught.
Yeah, I think Gary's going to play this.
King Jack suited for Gary in the big blind.
Well, will he just call here, or will he raise it back? We'll see. I think I'd like a re-raise.
Yeah, I'll bet there's a re-raise coming.
Terry's range has got to be pretty wide here.
Yep,
Small
there
blind
it is.
versus big blind.
Gary goes all in, and Terry gives Gary the stink eye.
Can't be happy about that with queen 7.
No. Why'd I put money in the pot? Into the muck they go. Gary takes it down.
Let's fight another day.
2-4 suited for Mike into the muck.
Well, Terry's got a hand on the button now.
He's got the dog. Canine. Raises to 12,000. Gary's got pocket 10s behind him.
Two unlucky spots for Terry here.
He's gonna stop putting money in the pot at this point.
Gary is almost certainly going to re-raise.
Yeah, there's a shove. Goes all in again. Ken's decision is easy. 8-3. He's gonna throw that away. And
No, I'm not full of shit, buddy. No, I'm not.
gotta figure, even after 2 hands in a row, Terry's gonna be getting tired of getting bullied by Gary.
Yeah.
It better be pretty fucking big.
Gary's usually not one to re-raise lightly, so
Right there.
Terry's got to really consider he could be in real bad shape here.
From a big stack to the table with a short stack.
Bullshit. You're bullshit. Okay.
Yeah. Thinking it through, we're just Hollywooding it a little bit, make it look like it was a tough decision.
Well, and I don't think his stack is real big right at this point.
No, I don't think he's taken down a hand yet. He's been bleeding off chips.
Yeah, he's taking a couple big hits.
Well, yeah, you would.
It's tough with King 9 to let go short-handed, but facing Gary's all in, I think I'd let this one go, depending on his chip count there.
What color inside, Gary?
Gary has built up some chips. He's taking some hands down. Terry does fold it. So there goes another 12K out of his stack into the neighboring stack.
Oh, I thought he was. I get it.
Yeah, I think that's a good disciplined fold, though. Up against a re-raise from Gary.
No!
Wow.
Look at that.
Gary's suddenly on a heater.
Yep.
Tens and now aces.
Do you know anything else?
Gary shoves. Ken looks down at Queen Jack.
About the best hand Ken has seen at this final table so far.
So optimistic. So optimistic.
Did Gary just overplay those aces, though?
Yeah, certainly got him to fold.
Yep. So he wins the blinds,
I hope
which is okay for sure, but that might have been a little. Might have been better off doing a small raise or a limp raise.
Yeah, there's certainly arguments for that. Maybe he was hoping his big raise might look like a bluff. Playing a little reverse psychology, perhaps.
Yeah, 3 hands in a row he shoves. Here he's got another one, another
Look at this
premium
guy.
one. King Queen. Talk about heater.
Man, how much did you cash out with?
If you're gonna get hands, now's the time to get them.
That's right. Nice little run here for Gary. Oh, Ken wakes up with a hand. I think Ken's going to make a stand here, I bet.
Well, especially since Gary didn't actually shove.
Yep. Sometimes it plays in your head, too, if a guy's been raising just about every hand.
Right. So you got to figure he doesn't have it all the time.
Got to take a stand at some point.
In this case, Gary's had it every time.
Yeah.
So,
Without the benefit of the camera.
Ken did raise to 18,000, so it's a pretty good size raise in there.
I like the re-raise from Ken. He's been pretty snug. Gary's got to respect that raise, but he does have King Queen. He does let it go.
He folds it. Ken's going to take it down. So finally somebody played back at Gary, and Gary had to let it go, but that was the weakest hand of the bunch.
Right? Don't feel too bad for him, though.
No.
He's won some pots.
Yeah, for sure.
Ace deuce, not too shabby, 5-handed. These ace rags, I don't know. Early position,
Yeah, he's under the gun.
yeah. You could let this one go, or you could raise it, I think.
He does let it go. And Mike looks down at 10-3. Can't see him playing that.
No.
Queen 9 for Jim makes the call out of the small blind. Terry looks down at King 8 of hearts. Checks it. So we're finally going to see a flop
Okay.
after about a dozen hands.
Here we go.
Terry's a slight favorite. Terry's a bigger favorite
Wow.
now that he just flopped trips. And it's checked around.
Oh, savvy check there, Terry.
Oh, and let Jim catch up.
Just enough to give
Yeah.
Jim some rope.
And they both check again.
Wow. It's unusual. Two pair versus trips and no money yet.
Now Jim picked 6,000 in the middle.
I gotta imagine Terry's gonna raise here.
A min raised to 12.
Okay, looking for action. Probably puts Jim on maybe a 9.
Jim does make the call, and he's going to see that his queens and 8s aren't good enough.
Nice little pot there for Terry.
Finally, raked chips in his way. After bleeding off so many. Ken looks down at a jack and something else and folds it.
Mike with the suited garbage fold.
Jim with queen jack offsuit on the button, counting out raising chips.
That's pretty nice to raise first in on the button.
Makes it 15,000 to go.
Terry a bit of a decision.
Queen 10 offsuit.
He did come in with a 4x raise, so putting the pressure on Terry. Can't
Yeah,
make an
it's-
easy call here.
1.5 times the pot, so the odds are not really good here. Even for in the small blind, that's still, it's a 13,000. You're not even barely getting 2 to 1.
And he does have Gary behind him yet to act.
Yep. So Terry does fold and Gary shoves.
Okay.
So Terry's like, thank God I folded. Jim does fold, and Gary takes that pot down. So Gary, as we said at the Open, the master of the small stack, is doing just that again.
Yeah, he's not pulling any punches here. He's going after the razors.
He's pretty much got one move right now, and that's fold or all in, and he's been playing it to perfection. Of course, he's had some hands to do it with.
Yep.
And there's another one, King Queen.
Wow.
Five-handed. That's a premium at this point.
I think Gary's in a small blind here, so it's blind on blind action. Oh, and Gary just limped in. Look at that.
Ken calls checks with Jack 3. Neither one of them hit that board. Nobody's got a club.
Gary checks it over to Ken. And Ken checks it back.
Pair of 8s now on the board. 2 diamonds. They've each got a diamond, but they can't get to a flush.
I think I would have liked a lead turn bet here by Gary, but he likes to check it.
Great flush right there.
And the 9 of clubs. Gary's got the best hand with king high, but there's straights and flushes out there now. Ken takes a stab at it, and it works. So the worst hand wins the pot.
I think he won exactly one blind from Gary there.
That's true, because he just checked it down, so... But it beats losing.
Right. A lot of garbage hands folding out.
Yep. So we're going to get blind on blind action again here. Ken looks down at Motown. And Mike, pocket 10s.
So Ken limped in. Looks like Mike moved all in. Ken probably an easy fold here unless he's real short.
Nope, he does make the fold. So he's going to take it down with his pocket 10s.
That's all I'm doing. I don't need to do it anymore. I'm just standing around.
You see now Mark Urich has sat down to be the designated dealer. He likes to do that when he's at the game and it's later in the evening.
Familiar spot.
We appreciate him for doing that.
Gary with Terry's favorite hand. Pocket
Pocket
fives.
5s. There's the speed limit. Raises to 10,000.
Mike folds the ace-4. Run to Jim with 10 jacks suited.
He makes the call. And here we are with the classic coin flip, 50-50. And a 10 right in the window. So much for 50-50. Now it's 10-1.
Flop looked like it was checked through. Now Jim picks up a royal flush draw. Along with his pair.
And he bets out and Gary folds. Wisely. He was drawn to 1 out, I think. There's Motown again for Gary, and into the muck it goes. 8-3, 7 deuce. Here we got the string of worst possible poker hands.
Jim with the suited connectors elects to call. Terry's going to check in the big blind.
Jim picks up a pair of 6s. Check, check.
Picks up a flush draw to go along with his low pair.
And Terry's got a gutter ball. Queen will give him a straight. Jim bets out 6,000, a little over a min bet. Terry says, no, I'm not drawn to an inside straight. Pair of 6s are good. Jim take that down.
Yeah, like I said, no soft spots at this table. It's hard to extract chips from anyone here.
Oh, Ken looks down at another solid hand for a change, pair of 9s. Raises to 13,000. 3x raise.
Yeah, I feel like the big blind ante has made everyone's races a little bit bigger.
Yeah, here's a little problem.
Oh yeah, Terry wakes up with the ladies.
Comes over the top all in for 38K.
Okay, that's going to cause Ken a problem.
Gary quickly gets out of the way.
He's getting pretty good odds to call with pocket nines, five-handed. I think he's got a call here.
25,000 more. He does make the call. We're going to go all in, and Ken is in a world of hurt.
Yeah, Terry's got to like his spot here. About a 4-1 favorite.
Yeah, right in the window he hits. Set of queens.
Wow.
Ken drawing to runner.
And
That isn't going to do it.
It's too bad for Ken.
He hits quads on the river.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy with the overkill. High hand of the night, Terry?
There you go. Maybe. Probably not. Terry just doubles up and gets his stack back to healthy.
And that probably crippled Ken. Oh, Terry wakes up with a somewhat playable hand on the button.
King 10 of hearts on the button. You got to think there's a raise coming for that. Especially after just doubling up.
Oh, and Gary's got him dominated.
Does actually take down a raise for 12,000. Yeah, hearts on hearts. That's bad right there.
Gary looks tortured in his decision.
Yeah, Gary's in the blender now. And he folds it. But another set of hearts here. Ken with Jack 7 of hearts.
This time Terry's wanting to call.
All the hearts are pretty much accounted for. I don't think anybody's going to make a flush. Seen 6 cards at this end of the table, and they were all hearts, so there's not many left.
That big blind ante gives you a little bit better odds in the blind when facing a raise.
Ken does make the call.
Oh, Jack right in the window.
It's a Jack. And Terry hits this open ender.
That's right. You got a lot of outs here. Could hit a king for a pair also.
So Ken goes all in now with 17,000, and Terry's getting really good odds to call here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is an automatic call.
Open-ended. One over to the board. And he does throw the chips in the middle. You're going to see that he's behind, but not out.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of outs here.
And Ken's going to sweat his top pair. Or second pair, sorry.
Putting Ken at risk.
Oh, there's the 9 giving Terry the open-ender. And Ken is drawing dead. Oh, make it a 6-card, a 7-card streak now. Talk about overkill. 2 hands in a row. Terry takes overkill to Ken and takes him out behind the woodshed. And Ken went from chip leader to 5th place.
Yeah, that's too bad for Ken. He was didn't really do anything wrong, just couldn't find any good spots.
Yep, wrong place at the wrong time. And now Terry's got a pretty good stack of chips there.
Oh, and a nice hand to boot. The ace queen will raise it up to 18K.
Gary looks down at 8-7, folds that. Mike with 8-3 and the big blind's going to throw that away. Jim does not call the raise. Terry takes it down again. So that's like 3 hands in a row now.
Easy money for Terry.
Here we are. We're still only 23 hands into this final table. We're down to 4-handed.
Wow. That is quick. There were something like 60 entrants, is that right?
61.
61?
Yep.
I'm surprised. Didn't last longer. Still a lot of chips in play.
Well, we did, like I said, 3 people went out on the bubble.
Okay.
So we only started the final table 8-handed.
Hmm.
And
a couple of queens here, vying for looks like what could be a chop.
yeah, Mike's got the best end of it. He bet out and won, but as I say, if that 4 would have came and made the wheel on the board, then Mike's kind of got the hammer lock with that 6.
You're right.
Pocket ducks for Gary.
I'd like to see what he does here.
Lots of ways you can play this from under the gun.
Yeah. I think 4-handed, you almost have to play it. It's just a matter of are you shoving? Can't tell what kind of stack he has.
He 2-fist raises the 12,000.
Okay.
Mike looks down at Motown and into the muck it goes. Jim calls with Queen Jack suited. Terry in the big blind going to fold.
All right, pretty even going to the
Heads
flop.
up action. One club for Jim and an overcard. Not going to help. Gary checks. Okay, now we got two clubs out there.
Neither player really likes this board. Jim did pick up a flush draw.
Another king does not help Jim.
Four deuce.
Gary takes it down.
Four deuce. No reason for that, just to give him a chance to go to the top and fuck me.
Blinds are up again. Now we're at 3,000, 6,000 with a 6,000 big blind ante. So now there's 15,000 in the pot to start.
I want the floor. Drunker next piece in a while. He's not drunk at all.
Folds around.
Over to Terry in the small blind with king 10 offsuit.
Another battle with Gary.
Raises to 23,000. Gary looks down at 8-4 offsuit. I don't imagine he's going to play this.
Yeah.
Easy money.
These little pots add up, though. Stealing the blind with the antes in there, it's a good way to build your chip stack if you can get it through.
There's a premium. Ace king for Jim.
Well, there's no breaks. You're not doing any more breaks. There's no breaks at the end here,
Raises it up
I don't think we're gonna need it.
to 26,000.
That is a large raise.
right? Jack's done.
Large enough that it's going to get around to Mike, who shoves with his ace 5.
Yeah, I can't really blame him there. He's only got 38K. Sees an ace four-handed.
Yep, and Mike makes, or Jim makes the call, and is obviously dominating Mike.
And
Still dominate.
yeah, gives himself an additional queen out. Could be a chop with the jack.
It is a chop. 2 pair on the board.
Yeah, 10s and 6s. Yep.
Ace high plays. Mike happy about that result.
All right. State of execution.
Worst position gets higher money.
Yeah, the worst. That's irrelevant. That's $8,000. You should have.
Queen 9 for Gary. Under the gun, into the muck. 8-4 also into the muck. King 10 of diamonds for Jim. Small blind, he's going to play that. Makes the call. King Queen for Terry. This could get dangerous. Both suited, so we got spades and diamonds in play. Terry raises the 30,000.
Oh, that is a sizable raise.
Jim makes the call.
Okay.
66,000 into the pot. 6, 7, 8, 2 spades. Backdoor flush draw for Jim, who shoves, and Terry calls with the
King, queen of spades.
2 overpairs and the spades. Or 2 overcards, I'm sorry.
Terry was actually a big favorite, even though he had.
And he hits the spade flush on the river.
Nice.
Gonna take Jim out. Jim goes out in 4th place. $280 for his efforts. We are now down to 3-handed.
Yeah, Jim had some bad luck there with a couple of big hands. This one went down in flames.
Terry's got to be the chip leader here by a fair amount now.
Yeah, that was a big pot.
Oh, here we go.
Mike shoves with king 9.
Yep, dog versus dog.
Terry mulling it over. Knows he's got the big stack, but doesn't want to give it all away.
Nope, does end up making the fold.
I mean, I could have. It wasn't horrible, but.
Hand number 30.
Still at 3-6-6. Terry looks down at king 6.
He's
Folds.
gonna muck it.
7-10 for Gary. Small blind. Gets in for half price. 8-5 for Mike. We're going to see a flop.
Limped pot.
10-4 queen. Gary picks up a pair of 10s and has got a hammerlock on his hand. That's 8,000.
Probably an easy fold for Mike here.
And he does so. Gary takes down a little pot, 18,000. Gary now under the gun, under the gun, and on the button. Mike's got big lick, 6-9.
In the small blind, completes. Terry checks the big blind with a 4-7.
3 overcards. This is going to be the first one to bet wins.
Right.
Nobody's betting. Everybody checks, and we're playing the board. Mike checks. Terry's going to bet out 35,000. That's a big bet.
Wow. Terry does not want to call.
Oh.
Wow.
Mike shoves all in.
That is a heck of a play by Mike. Just balls out, bluff raise.
Terry's got so much money in this pot, I can't imagine that it's just going to fold it. But
I guess the way the hand played out wouldn't really make sense for a bet on the end.
yep, Terry does make the call, and they're going to chop it.
Wow.
So,
That was not an easy call for Terry either.
no, but I think there was so much money there. He was already so much committed. It wasn't that much more to call.
Yep, yeah.
And
Kind of committed.
sniffed out the bluff.
Well done.
I mean, that was a hell of a gamble on his part.
Of course, so did Mike,
Right?
because they both bluffed at each other.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I could have had something, but yeah, that was a pretty bad order.
That was definitely a gutsy call by Mike to come over the top.
Looks like a limped pot here. Gary's going to spike the 10 and the 3.
And a full house with another 3.
Wow. I think the flop went check, check.
Yep,
Now Gary's going to have to bet and try and generate something here.
I got a full house.
but Terry's got nothing, so couldn't call a bluff.
Gary wins a small pot with his full house. Terry going for the nut low here. Folds it.
Says no thank you. Gary small blind with 8-7. Makes the call. Mike's got jack deuce.
He's going to check it.
Check it. 6-6 queen. Nobody hits anything. Mike's still out in the lead with the jack. Gary checks his 8 high. Mike goes all in with air, but he's got the best air.
Yeah, Mike's finding another gear here.
And Gary lets it go because Gary had worse air.
A lot of times in these limp pots, it's the first bet that usually wins it.
Yeah, Mike ace-7 goes all in again. Obviously, you know, Mike's got the smaller stack,
Yep.
so he's got to play it aggressively.
Looks like you picked this one up. It's kind of freeing when you're the smallest stack. You can figure, well,
It simplifies your action.
Right. I can go balls out here because nobody's below me. I don't have to worry about busting out before someone else. Gary raises it.
Yeah, and Mike looks down at ace-7, comes over the top all in, and going to take it down. So now Mike's building his stack up slowly but surely. 41 hands in now. We've been playing a little bit.
Gary with ace-6. That's probably playable.
I think we've had more action now 3-handed than we had 8-handed,
Yeah.
6-handed, 5-handed.
The chips are flying now, that's for sure. Players don't have a lot of choice in the matter.
But Terry and Gary both have good sized stacks and can play at each other, and Mike has enough to shove and make it where everybody else has to be concerned.
That's the thing. He's got enough to do damage.
You see, he's got a few blue chips stacked up on his yellows over there. So
Yeah.
everybody's got a decent sized stack, enough to play. Oh, there he is, Terry with his hand, speed limit.
My guess is he's going to play this.
Gonna play it for a raise. Goes to 25,000.
Oh,
look
wow.
out below.
This is bad news for Terry.
Gary with pocket aces again. What's he gonna do? Gary goes all in.
That is a big re-raise.
And Terry makes the call and is looking like bad shape.
Well, it's bad luck for Terry. 3 ways, it's tough to let go of a pair like that.
You know, Gary's all in and at risk, but in a dominating position.
You don't win, you don't win.
If you don't win, his license plate is double nickel.
If you don't win,
Yeah, that's how much.
King deuce tray on the flop. 2 diamonds doesn't help. 9 of diamonds doesn't help.
Yeah, tough luck for Terry there.
Diamonds gives everybody a flush.
you play with 90 face when you need to, man. But... Wow.
9-3 for Terry on the button.
Just gonna let it go. Here's got ace-3. It's gonna make a raise, I imagine.
Nope, just calls.
Calls, okay. Mixing it up a little.
Mike checks his 6-4. Let's see a flop. 2, 6, 7. Gary checks. Mike goes all in with his pair of 6s.
Yeah, a fortunate flop there for Mike. Looks like he's going to take this one down.
Yep, he does. Gary gets out of the way. Blind still 3, 6, 6. Mike looks down at I have no idea. Throws it away. The dog once again for Terry, K9.
It's a pretty nice hand in the blinds.
Raises up to 24,000. Gary looks down at pocket 4.
Oh, another confrontation here.
Yep, Gary goes all in. And Terry's like, we've done this dance before.
It does start to feel personal after a while.
I'm pretty sure Terry's getting tired of having Gary on his left.
Yep. Another tough spot. King 9, blind versus blind.
All yours if you want it.
I mean, in all reality, it's a coin flip, but...
Yeah, hard for Terry to know that.
And do you want to flip for your life, basically, because that's what it is. They're both the top 2 stacks at this point.
Gary could very easily have any kind of ace also. Terry
Yep.
could be in pretty bad shape.
So, finally throws it away. Gary's going to take it down. Alright, hand 48. Here we go. Mike looks down at I don't know again. Terry's got King 10. Small blind.
This hand is actually better than the last.
Makes the call. Gary looks down at pocket jacks.
Oh my gosh.
Shoves all in again, and Terry's like, I know we've had this song and dance before, but this time he makes the call all in, and here we go.
Yeah, I don't blame Terry here.
And he got tired of being bullied, but he ran into a bad spot. Gary's a 3-1 favorite.
Yeah, flop's not going to be any help.
Ah, damn it.
Nope. Not going to do it there. Oh, caught a king.
Whoa.
Red deuce.
You hear Terry call for a red deuce, and instead it's a blackjack.
Oh no.
Gary, he's our...
Had the King 10
I had the best hand.
lit and called off the raise. Getting short on chips.
So now here we are, heads up between Mike and Gary.
Heads up, a little different game. Looks like they both checked it. King high flat doesn't help. Gary's still in the lead. Checks it.
And it looks like Mike is going to shove all in.
All right, that's all I needed here.
Yep, Gary folds. Mike takes down 18,000 chips. Hand number 57s. We're finally getting up there in this final table. played it short-handed for quite a while.
Yep, 4 or 5-handed one. Lasted quite a while. Gary calls with a jack deuce. Mike's going to check it with 3-4.
So just 2 live cards again for everybody. Queen 7-5.
Not much help to either player. Mike does have a gut shot draw.
And Gary has a backdoor flush draw. Ace of hearts gives him the flush draw.
That might be enough for Gary to bet here. No, he checks it.
9 of diamonds. No help to anybody. Gary jack high is the band, and he takes it down. They both check it.
Gary wins a small pot. Like both players kind of feeling each other out right now.
Well, here we go. Ace 10 versus King 6 now. We each got a face card, so this could get interesting.
And Mike does shove it with his King 6 suited.
Gary makes the call, so here we go. We're all in, and Mike is at risk. Gary's in the lead.
Take a
Oh.
break. It'll keep you from burning out.
3, 8, 4. All clubs. No, 2 clubs, 1 spade. Ace of spades gives Gary a top pair, and a king gives Mike second pair. It's not going to be good. And Gary takes us down. Mike Reibling, our second place finisher, and our winner today, the short stack specialist, Gary Gutteri. $990 for his efforts.
Yeah, really well played by both players there. To the final table and duking it out first and second.
And congratulations to all our players. Once again, for Joel Asuncion, I'm Terry Prince. Have a good evening.
Good night, folks.